Hi guys, and welcome back to Lost in the 21st Century, a podcast to help you navigate through life, whether that's friendships, uni, self-care, and navigating your 20s. This should be the right podcast for you. Now, in case you're new here, I'm your host, Akwaugo Egwim, and I am a full-time architecture student, and I do this podcast in my free time. In today's episode, I'm going to give you my 8 personal tips that worked for myself. Hopefully these work for you, and even if you don't have winter blues or seasonal depression, then these tips and tricks should help you as well. Seasonal depression at one point in your life, or you're still going through it and it's starting to show its effects right now as we are entering this winter season. And if you're like me, you probably want to improve the way you go around your day throughout this whole winter. Winter can feel very lonely, dark, and very demotivating. So I know how it feels to not feel like doing anything around this time. Autumn usually isn't the best time of the year for me. I usually hate autumn, but this year I did so many things to help me improve the way I saw autumn, because time goes backwards and the days start to feel a lot shorter because it starts to get darker earlier. If you wake up late, and let's say you wake up at 12 p.m, it feels like you only have 4 hours of your day left because it starts to get dark at 4 o'clock. And then once it's 4 o'clock, you feel like your day is over and it's time for bed. Unfortunately, autumn has come to an end. And if you're like me, you probably get winter blues. And in other words, for some people, this can be also seasonal depression. And the scientific name for this is also seasonal affective disorder. This can typically come around season time. So for some people, typically actually it is thought that a lot of people go through this during the winter time. And then for other people, this can be the reverse. So they can feel down during summertime but happier in the winter time. Some of the symptoms of seasonal affective disorder that I got from NHS was persistent low mood, loss of interest in your normal day activities, feelings of worthlessness, lack of energy, and difficulty concentrating. Maybe you've never heard of seasonal affective disorder and you're thinking, maybe I go through this without even realizing. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. There are a lot of ways to improve on these feelings. Maybe this video is even a treatment for you or a treatment for someone else. So if you know this could help someone else, go share this episode with them. And this should help with autumn as well for next year or your next winters. Hopefully you could come back to this video every time to remind yourself how to romanticize your winter. These tips personally worked for myself, so hopefully these work for you as well. And like I said, I'm not a psychologist, so I'm not saying these have to work, but hopefully they do work. My step number 1 of romanticizing your winter is creating your own safe space. My key one that I realized when researching this topic is increase your daily intake of natural light. Why, you might ask? Your body uses sunlight to time various important functions of the human body, whether that's waking up. Where there is lower lighting, this might disrupt your body clockwork, which can lead to symptoms of seasonal affective disorder. The key thing to making you feel productive and motivated for your day is opening up those blinds. I've got mine currently open, and as soon as I wake up from 7 a.m, I open my blinds to allow natural light to come into my room, so that it feels like I have basically 8 hours left of my day to feel effective and productive. If you don't have enough natural light in your house, turn on any pieces of lighting in your room, because this can help you feel like you're getting your day started rather than it being in a dark, dingy room. There's a lot of ways you can decorate your environment to create your own version of your safe space. This can also be done on a budget. Don't panic about buying expensive items so that your room feels cozy. Like for autumn, for myself, I bought all of my items from Home Bargains and B&M in order to decorate my room, and these are items that can be reused again. So don't buy items or trending items that you would use once. Buy items that you feel like in the next 10 years you'll probably still be using it. Decorating your room according to your own version of your safe space can be quite easy around this time, as Christmas is coming, and so the themes of Christmas, you can implement that in your bedroom, whether that's thick blankies for cold nights. This can be Christmas themed blankies. This can be colored themed blankies in case you don't celebrate Christmas. And this isn't just for the Christmas vibes. This is more to do with managing and coping with the cold weather. It's not nice being cold in your bedroom. You probably want to feel warm and cozy. And in this day and age, paying for heating is expensive. So this is ways of keeping warm on a budget without having to spend thousands or hundreds of pounds on heating. Using a fireplace if you have one. I don't have a fireplace, but you know what could work is fireplaces are quite cozy to be around, or even watching or hearing the sounds of, the wood being burnt. But if you don't have a fireplace, who said you can't just whip one up on YouTube and watch it on your television? Coming into your room and seeing a fake fireplace, it's still cozy at the end of the day. If you're like me and you're living on a budget, but you're trying to make your room feel as comfortable as possible, then that is one way you can make your home feel safe. Because I know if I come back from lectures on a cold night, I just want to be in my warm bedroom with the fake fireplace on the screen, the heating possibly on, and then me wrapped up in my blankie watching a movie. That would really motivate me to just come back from lectures and then come back home and not go anywhere else. I probably wouldn't even try going shopping because of how cold it is, because I would know I'd rather be in the comfort of my own bedroom rather than walking around on the high street. Another thing, like I mentioned as well, using small lighting, whether this is like fairy lights, candles, lamps. These are ways that you can bring natural warm lighting into your bedroom so that it feels like home almost. I don't know how to explain the lighting aspect, but I don't know, something about lighting in your bedroom, especially if you light your bedroom correctly, it would definitely hit different. I know natural light is important, but this type of lighting is specifically important during nighttime. So lighting makes the difference during the night, especially if your room is really nicely lit up. So putting up the fairy lights in your bedroom at night around 7 p.m, your lamp on. Don't turn on any big lighting, because I don't know if you guys heard that thing where it's like, don't turn on the big light. You could turn on all the small lights, but not the big one. Don't do that. You want to be in a nice dark room, as if you're in... Oh, it's so hard to explain what I can literally envision it in my head, but it's not coming out. For me, this is usually like warm yellow colors that kind of reflects the imagery of a fireplace almost, or the warmth of fire. This can be any other types of lighting, whether you have LED lights and you just want to choose some neutral tones like orange, yellow, some rich like contrasting colors, red, green, dark green. These colors can really come into full effect during the winter, because obviously it reflects Christmas, and then it reflects the coziness type of vibe. I feel like candles as well is very important, especially scented candles, especially if it's related to Christmas or gives you Christmas vibes. I 100% recommend that. I've got a cherry candle that I light up almost every day, which makes my room smell of cherries. And cherries are also important during Christmas. I can't remember why exactly, but it does have that Christmas scent. Another thing can be gingerbread scented candles. These are particularly helpful because gingerbread houses are also important during Christmas time. So if you have your bedroom smelling of that, then it will make you feel really safe and feel like Christmas is coming, Christmas is close. And there's so many other smells that you can find if you go to B&M, Home Bargains, maybe Yankee Candle, the shop. If you go to those places and you smell the candles, you would realize which scent is perfect to making your home feel nice, warm and cozy. The next one is clothing. I feel like clothing is really important when it comes to winter time. I'm not sure if you guys have noticed, but I've currently got my my ugly jumper on at the moment. I had to get that because I needed something that reflected winter, or else I wouldn't have any winter style outfits. This doesn't mean follow trends, guys, because if it's not in your budget, don't force it. Honestly, please do not force it. This was even thrifted. I didn't go to an expensive brand to buy seasonal outfits. Seasonal outfits, you can find them anywhere. I highly recommend thrifting anyway, because you're reusing pre-loved items and you're not contributing to the carbon footprint in terms of fast fashion. Thrifting is what I would recommend for getting your Christmas styles, because there's a lot of sweaters, ugly sweaters, because ugly sweaters is the theme. I don't even think this is ugly, but obviously it's considered an ugly sweater, but it is really comfortable, thick material, and it will last you for, I want to say centuries, hopefully, but it will last you a long time. Not just jumpers can be thrifted, you could thrift anything else like shoes, boots, you can buy anything as well. Just really try and fit into the winter style this time around. This will help you feel like you're warm, comfortable, getting gloves, scarves, hats. Is it earmuffs? I'm pretty sure it's earmuffs. Just wearing comfortable clothes will make you comfortable in the season. Like, I used to not have a lot of, well, I would say aesthetically pleasing clothes for the winter. You know, I always felt like winter was horrible because I couldn't dress the way I liked, but there is always a way to dress for every season. Because for me, I'm usually someone that can dress nicely for summer but not for winter time. But I found my winter style and I'm happy with it. Well, I haven't found it, but I'm finding my winter style. And you can get inspiration from watching films, TV shows, Pinterest is definitely the way to go, by the way, guys. That will probably be your lifesaver for dressing up for this winter. For me, I'll check Pinterest to see what type of clothing I like for myself. This will allow me to have an idea of what type of clothing items I'm looking to wear for this winter. But yeah, you could definitely check out TK Maxx or thrifting shops, H&M, all the typical ones. Zara, they have really high-end quality items that will probably last you years and they'll probably still be in style. So don't get anything that's fancy dancy and too expensive and out of your budget, but get something that you will enjoy, that is within your budget and you will feel comfortable with. Also, I feel like wearing fuzzy socks, I'm not sure, so when I was younger I used to wear fuzzy socks, and wearing fuzzy socks seems like a vibe now. I don't have a pair currently, but I do have a couple, but I really want some Christmas themed fuzzy socks so that I feel, I feel up for the Christmas spirit, because usually I don't really celebrate Christmas in November because this is my birthday month. I don't celebrate it until after my birthday is done, but I think right now I'll probably celebrate it so that even when it comes to my birthday I can prepare for the Christmas mood, because usually I'm so focused on my birthday I don't really care about Christmas until like the 15th of December. And another thing for clothing as well, I'd highly recommend start layering. Obviously, like I said before, the weather starts to get really bad and cold. The only way you can really prevent this is by layering and wearing multiple outfits. So you can wear a massive sweater like mine, but you could wear like 3 different shirts underneath to keep you warm. No one has to see. You don't have to take off your jumper. Just as long as you're comfortable, that's all that matters. Even if you have to wear tights and two layers of socks, do it, because at this time of the year, I'd rather be warm than cold. I don't want to wear thin items and I'll be shivering all day like that. Definitely layer as much as possible. Wear warm, thick materials. I would highly recommend going to thrifting stores because they have so many thick materials rather than spending your money on items that aren't going to be thick, especially in the next 5 years. You have to think about how sustainable these clothes are sometimes, because you don't have to keep buying new items, especially because we don't know where we will be at financially in the next 5 years. So just think for yourself in the future, think for your future self and buy thrifted items, because they will last you much longer than brand new items. Definitely use Pinterest. Create a Pinterest board for your winter 2023 outfits and you will have a rough idea of all the items you want to collect, or even reuse some of the items in your wardrobe, but you just you need to wear them in a smart way so that it's also warm to wear this winter. The next one is music. Now, it's thought that music is a very good way of reflecting good energy for this season as well. So music can really make us feel, I've spoken about this on the podcast, music can really reflect the energy we give out and bring into ourselves. So my key point is listen to music that is positive and not demotivating. It uplifts you and makes you in the Christmas spirit, and it gives you winter vibes, and it makes you want to do a bunch of things, because I feel like the music that we listen to, especially around this time for winter, can make you feel almost as if you are the main character of your life, which I thoroughly enjoy. Because for me, I found that the music is typically olden like 80s, 90s, maybe even earlier style music. I've got a playlist for you guys that will definitely help with your winter playlist. It's not Christmas music. I did in fact recreate the playlist from someone else, but I will be adding more songs to that playlist. It's called A Lost 21st Century Winter Playlist, and it's all the winter themed music, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you want to listen to that, I'll leave that in the link of this description as well. The music on there feels almost as if you are the main character, or as if you're in a TikTok edit. That's why specific music is good for specific things. That's why I have different musics for different activities. So I've got music for when I wake up, music for when I'm reading, music for when I'm going to uni or work, or music for the winter. These will help motivate you differently according to what activities you're doing in the moment. I know that I struggle with waking up, especially when it comes to winter. It starts to get dark in the mornings as well. It's not just dark, it's also cold in the morning. So I'm in the comfort of my own bed, nice and warm. So why would I want to leave my bed early in the morning when I know I could be sleeping inside my bed? Because one of those things is that it can be very difficult to leave your bed, know how cold it is, and you don't want to really expose your body to that. But the way I kind of romanticize my mornings is playing music, because that just already uplifts my mood, especially because the music I play is songs that I've heard in movies as well. So it makes me feel like I am in a winter edit. The fourth tip on how to romanticize your winter is films. Just like I said in the music aspect, films can make you feel as if you are the main character. And according to the types of films you watch, this can really uplift your mood, because it could bring feelings of joy and laughter depending on the films that you're watching. Obviously, around this time as well, there can be some really depressing films themed around winter, but I highly do not recommend you watching any of those. I recommend that you watch films that are enjoyable, that is positive and helps you feel as if you are living a movie. Because when you start to reflect what you've watched on the television, then it will start to feel like, oh damn, like I feel like I'm famous, almost type of thing. It will make you feel as if you are special in that moment, and that you are living like the same character that you watched in that movie. Again, like I said, this can also help with the style of outfits, so that there's a sense of inspiration in terms of what type of character you want to be like. Because in autumn, this might have been Gilmore Girls, or it might have been Gossip Girl for you. And this time there is the same aspect for a number of movies that I will be recommending in a short minute. So I think with movies as well, and films, TV shows, any of the ones that you'll be watching this winter can really help you appreciate certain aspects of your life, whether that's the friends that you have, or the home that you have, the job that you may have right now, can really make you feel grateful for the small things that you have. Because a lot of people during this time do not have the opportunities that we have, the comfort of going back to a home after work, or the comfort of having a place to stay, or having family to be with. During this time, this can be hard for people that do not have the things that we have, because in films, especially winter films, there is a lot going on in them, whether that's someone that might be homeless and might be suffering in the cold, or someone that can't afford heating or the food for their family, or not having the job of their dreams, and maybe they're unemployed. just watching these films makes you appreciate some of the things that you might have right now that other people don't have. So don't take the stuff that you have for granted, because some people do wish to be in your position. Watching films as well is not something that you have to do by yourself. You can do this with loved ones as well, so you're not feeling alone during this time of the year. If you're watching a film about summer whilst in winter, it'll make you miss summer and want to be in summer and wish you were in a hot country, or you wish the weather was hot, or you were on the beach. So my recommendations is to avoid watching films that are not winter related or Christmas related. Watch films that are, because these will motivate you to almost be like the characters that you are seeing in the film. Imagine coming back home from lectures and you get to spend time with your partner. That will make you feel comfortable, safe, excited to spend time with that individual, and it will give you some intimate time to get to know one another as well. This is not something that you have to do by yourself. You can do this with someone else. Imagine a day where you wake up early in the morning, brush your teeth, bathed, tidied up your room, gone to work, come back from work. It's cold outside, but you're all wrapped up in your outfits, your winter styled outfit, and you come back home to a nice warm lit bedroom and you whip up a movie. Well, not even whip up a movie yet. Let's just finish the description. You come back home to your nice warm lit bedroom with blankies and it's nice and tidy, and then you have a shower. You have a hot shower specifically, listening to some winter style music, and then you watch a movie with some hot chocolate. Bro, that is the definition of romanticizing your winter. Specifically, films that I've got written down for you guys that I highly recommend that you guys watch is Harry Potter, The Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, Home Alone, The Holiday, Anastasia 1997, Are We There Yet, Last Holiday, Little Women, Ice Age and Happy Feet. These are films that you can watch in case you're struggling to find any winter related films. These are the ones that I've written down for you guys. Just sit down, relax, drink your hot chocolate and wrap yourself in a nice blankie in your bedroom whilst you're watching these films. You can watch this on anywhere, your phones, iPad, laptop, TV, projector, monitor, anywhere guys, just watch the damn film. My fifth tip for romanticizing your winter is activities. There is so much to do during the winter time that you won't be able to do it in other seasons. So you either go skiing, you don't have to go traveling, but if you want to go traveling abroad, you can do that. There are some fake skiing slopes around the UK, I believe, that you could go skiing to. Go ice skating. By the way, you don't have to be a professional. It's all right to start from somewhere. So you don't have to be amazing to do these things. You could just go and enjoy yourself. Go ice skating. Do some baking and cooking. I feel like this is the best time to start baking specifically, because there's so many winter themed desserts you can make, like apple crumble, cake obviously, cupcakes, gingerbread cookies, what else can you make? Cinnamon rolls, carrot cake, chocolate chip cookies. Just there's a whole bunch of stuff. And even when it comes to cooking actual dishes as well, you can cook like turkey, steamed vegetables, soups, chicken soup, all the Christmas stuff. If you search online, you'll definitely find a bunch of recipes that you can implement to making healthier meals for this winter. And it's fun cooking, because imagine listening to winter music whilst cooking winter dishes. I don't understand how people aren't seeing the vision, but it is a vibe. Like, this is coming from someone that doesn't usually like winter, but now when I think about it and I romanticize it, it definitely seems a lot more enjoyable than it did for me last year. And reading is something that I highly recommend that you do this winter. Last year, I think the only reason why I thoroughly enjoyed winter last year is because I read It Ends With Us. It Ends With Us feels more like a winter book, and I read it during winter last year, and it definitely corresponded with the vibes of the environment I was in. It made me romanticize winter in a positive way. Obviously the book wasn't so much positive, but the way she would describe the weather in the book, and then it was kind of like reality for me in real life, made me want to read the book and pick it up more often in the comfort of my own home. That's one thing I highly recommend. Pick up winter themed books, winter themed films, winter themed dishes and activities. Another bunch of activities you can do is crochet and knitting. It's a really smart idea to get into that right now, especially because those type of materials are very thick and warm materials. Rather than buying socks and jumpers and stuff, why not make your own? Add your own little twist to it. You don't have to be perfect at any of these stuff. You can pick up a new skill and learn them for this winter. Another thing that I think that is really important is photography. Photography is one of those things where you can capture key aspects to your life. So maybe just people laughing, people spending time with their pets or their family, people cooking, baking, or even just the environment as well, like the trees. Hopefully it does snow this year, because in the UK it's not snowed around this time of the year in a while, and I really hope that we have a white Christmas. I mean, with the way the world is going, I feel like this winter is going to be very harsh, but I'm hoping it does snow this winter. Another thing, like I mentioned before, look forward to having those hot baths and showers, especially because it's cold. You want to be warm. You're doing everything within your power to keep warm. So definitely take as many hot baths and showers as possible. Maybe put some music in the background so it's peaceful and enjoyable. You can light a candle in there as well, because why not? Like, treat it almost like a spa date for yourself. Make sure you're doing your skincare as you would normally do it as much as possible. I feel like that's also important during this time of the year, just having that consistent routine so it keeps you going. There are, again, limited activities you could be doing around this season. So around this time there are Christmas markets to be going to, like Winter Wonderland, or Christmas markets in your area. So I think I'll be going to the Nottingham Christmas market like next week. It doesn't have to be one in your area. You can travel out to go to different Christmas markets. Obviously there's a lot more that you can search up online, but these are some of the key things that I feel like is important to keep you going this winter. Specifically reading, because I picked up reading since the only reason why I started reading was because of It Ends With Us last year. I'm going to find a book for this winter. I'm not sure if you guys saw my Instagram recently, but I got tipped a book token, so I'm going to use that and go to Waterstones and buy myself a book, because why not? Tip number 6 is spending social time with others. This can be a very lonely time of the year, specifically if you're living by yourself, or if you're in a different country right now and you're away from family. This is the best time to start new friendships or reconnect with people. I searched this online. Apparently there's some biological influences as to why people can suffer from seasonal depression during this time and want friendships and relationships. And if you know about cuffing season, then you know that's a thing. They said a drop in temperature and dwindling daylight hours influences mood. This is due to crucial body chemicals melatonin and serotonin. Dark, chilly nights can intensify feelings of loneliness and lead to a decrease in serotonin levels, making the pursuit of companionship during cuffing season a means to counteract these effects and find emotional warmth and support. I guess the feeling of loneliness is what makes people want to be more interactive with others. So maybe if you have a friend that you haven't messaged for a while now, go message them right now after this episode. Maybe sign up to some dating apps. I don't know, who knows? Maybe that's something that you're looking forward to doing. But if you're not looking forward to being lonely this winter, that's definitely one of the recommendations I have for you. But then again, it's also all right to be by yourself. So finding comfort with yourself is also the number of ways that I've given these tips as well. You should be, if you do all those activities, you should be fine to find comfort with being alone. But if that's not for you and you really want some companionship, maybe sign up to some dating apps, or maybe go out to more activities to meet up with new people. There's so much to do. Maybe look on Eventbrite, because on Eventbrite they have so many like events around your area that you might be able to sign up to and start either networking or making new friends. And just something about winter season love just hits different than any other season. I don't know, for me personally, I feel like the warmth of having someone else there with you just makes the experience a lot better. Again, when it comes to finding friendships or love during winter, it can really make you feel like you again are the main character of a movie, because it just feels like you are the star of the show. It does also mean appreciate the friendships that you do currently have. This is a time that people can be very antisocial. Like, I know sometimes I could just decide that I'm not going to talk to anyone this winter, and I'm just going to be in bed, go to uni and just be on TikTok all day. But this is probably not the best suggestion for yourself. You start doing more activities. These activities can be even the ones I suggested: watching films together, baking and cooking together, hosting dinner parties with your friends, having a games night, maybe even do a little cheeky sleepover. Who knows? Like, well, I know we're adults now, but it doesn't mean we can't relive our childhood selves. Like, I feel like right now, especially during Christmas time, this is the time to bring out your inner child and let them be free. And you could do like fun activities like Secret Santa, or spending time with family and preparing dinner meals, and just there's a whole bunch of stuff you can do. Even carol singing, maybe go out carol singing with your friends, or some like social group that you're hanging around with. I've got 2 more tips and then we're done with this episode. Let's go. Tip number 7 is prepping for 2024. As you guys, this episode will come out in November. It is November right now as I'm recording this, and we've actually got 1 more month left of the year. 1 more month left of the year, can you imagine? So we've got 1 more month left of the year, and I know some of us may have not hit the goals that we were planning on hitting this year, but it's not the end of the world. Like, we can still prepare to hit those goals by 2024. And my personal opinion is it's not too late to start now. Even though it's the end of the year, it doesn't mean that you've missed the opportunity to be the best version of yourself. Personally, I think you have time to even prepare. You're even on time. You're even earlier. This is how I see it. I think you're early, and you should start now. Start preparing before 2024 starts. So start making that mood board you've been planning on making for a while, or maybe even do the activities you have set for yourself to start by 2024. So maybe if you want to start going to Pilates, what's stopping you from going to Pilates now rather than starting on the 1st of January? The earlier you do it now, the easier it becomes by the time it's January, so that your body is already naturally prepared by January. Obviously, by January, we can't hit everything straight away. We won't be able to do things perfectly. But if you prepare yourself to do it now, then by January, you'll be able to do things perfectly. Because I used to stress and be like, how's everyone able to hit their goals by like the 1st of January? But that's because people have already pre-prepared 2024, because they've acted as if November now is their new year, and they can start preparing now before they can. It's almost like the trial run. This is your trial run before 2024. So definitely start that now. Start preparing some of the goals you want to hit in 2024. So for me, I've decided that obviously I want to be more consistent with the gym. So I've decided I'll start going to the gym consistently now. So by the time it's January, I will go consistently without even thinking about it. And the last tip for romanticizing your winter this year is gratitude. I feel like there's so many ways you can do this. Like, capturing photos on your phone, almost like having a digital diary, is important. I feel like this will help you reminisce the times you're having right now in summer, so that it can make you almost want to be back in winter by that time. So I know when I reflect on some of the memories I've had during this winter time, like when I went out to Oxford Street with my boyfriend, when I took those photos, it makes me like, damn, I wish I was back there again. Because Oxford Street during Christmas time as well is just 10 out of 10. The lighting, the environment, the tourists you see around London as well is very interesting, and you will never really get to see that type of environment until next winter. So when I took photos and videos, when I look back at it again, it makes me miss it and want to be back there again. Using Pinterest as your vision board of what you want your ideal winter to look like is also a key factor as to how you want that to reflect your winter currently. And maybe even post on Pinterest so that you feel like a Pinterest girly and feel like you are living that romantic life, the life that you want to be living. So that's why I feel like capturing photos is very important, because when you make your own Pinterest board, it will reflect the one that you wanted it to look like, if that get like, it's almost comparing two vision boards. So your vision board and then your visual vision boards. I don't know if you guys are getting what I'm saying, but like there's two different things where the ones that you've achieved, there's like having the goals that you've achieved and the goals that you wanted to achieve, and just comparing it side by side. But yeah guys, I hope this episode was helpful. Obviously this is not a cure to seasonal depression at all. This is just ways of how to romanticize your winter this year and really just live your best life this winter, because I've had some really down winters, but some winter blues, and it's not ideal at all, because I've woken up some days and I felt demotivated and not wanted to do anything at all, not wanted to go to lectures, not wanted to feel productive or shower in the morning or tidy up in the morning. But I highly recommend you do those now, guys. Once you start romanticizing your life, it almost feels as if you are the main character of your story. And so I highly recommend that you create that vision board, you watch those movies, listen to music, redecorate your room if you want to do that, get an inspired wardrobe for winter, for romanticizing your winter. This should help make winter easier for yourself. I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. I know I rambled on and off. I had so many behind the scene problems, hence why the different camera angles sometimes. But honestly guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, and the next episode is going to be, by the way, these aren't specific titles, but I'm just going to give you a little hint on the next episode. As you guys know, this is birthday month for me, and the day you're going to hear this episode is the day before my birthday. Not this one, the other way around, as in the next episode. So yeah, that next episode is going to be things that I've learned by 22. So obviously I'm 21 right now and I'm going to be 22. I'm going to hopefully try and make a list of 22 things I've learned before 22. But yeah, if I can't, then it'll be something related to me turning 22. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Definitely give some feedback, because I feel like I need some feedback, because I feel like I stressed out in this episode. Leave a like, subscribe, follow, a review, and I don't think I have a Q&A for you guys. So that's it for today's episode, guys. I mean, if I do have a Q&A, I'll leave it in the comment section, so maybe look out for that there. But yeah, if you reach the end of this episode, leave a snowflake at the bottom. And that's it for today's episode, guys. Love you guys so much and hope to see you guys next week. Bye.